So my name is Vinay Goel, and I am the country head of products for Google in India, and I've held this role now for about a little over 4 years. And what we do is look at not just the India market, but global markets, and try to do innovative products from India that can tackle some of these pain points that users feel. As a manager, you have a specific responsibility to guide the company mission and make sure that you are executing to the objectives and goals that you've set up. So that obviously is your primary task, or task number one. And now you want to be able to do that in a way that creates an environment where the employees are motivated and you facilitate issues and areas where there may be roadblocks. So those would be, I'd say, the top 3 areas. One is make sure you understand the mission, you communicate the mission. Second is you're executing to the mission. And third is you're doing it in a way that employees are satisfied, motivated, and you remove roadblocks that come in the way. So as a manager right now, the biggest challenge is just finding the right pedigree and the right fit of recruiting. So I'd say recruiting is probably the number 1 challenge, to be able to find people who are familiar with the internet, have a product mindset, are sort of sympathetic to the user pain points, and then can execute in a sort of a very high performance engineering environment. But along the way, obviously, you get into a lot of, as you think about my lifespan as a manager, there are several issues where sometimes you're downsizing a company and you're having to give a lot of bad news to employees. In some cases, there are performance management issues that you have to manage very delicately so that you continue to keep the employee engaged. In some cases, you have a change of strategy, and a lot of people have spent a lot of time working in a certain direction, and now you need to change direction. So there's obviously morale issues that you have to manage. But I found that some of the key things in terms of managing through all of this is constant and transparent communications. And we can talk more about some of the sort of key principles as we think about managing employees and managing projects over time. I actually don't know of any other way that you can manage employees outside of being friends with an employee. I mean, it's, if you're a factory worker and a supervisor in a factory, you can have a very different relationship with your employees. We are dealing with a very different type of employee base. But I think if you're in the tech industry, our mantra has always been go hire people who are smarter than you. And the best way to manage these people is to treat them as equals, be their friends, have a relationship at work. It's your choice whether you have a relationship with them outside of work or not. But at work, you're colleagues as opposed to anything else.